No intro for you. No intro for you. You get no intro. No intro for you. No intro for you. That's the intro. Yeah. It was an early night last night. So, smoke. My cat hears me talking. Every time he hears me talking, it goes over. Are you talking to me? Yes, Smokey. I'm always talking to you, cat. At all times, everything is actually just addressed to you, actually, or myself. It's actually my inner monologue. We're gonna throw up No Man's Sky. We're gonna throw up fucking new Sam Hyde rant. It's just in the middle of it. They posted like, oh, Sam Hyde's posting rants again. It was posted 5 hours ago though. Oh, this is you. Oh yeah, okay, good. What the fuck is going on here? Okay. That's a cool feature where it just drags your mouse back to the screen. That's fucking disgusting. Why the fuck is No Man's Sky fucking disgusting like that? Fucking disgusting. We want Sam Hyde. This is you. This is you. I'm sorry. We're gonna skip the first part. I'll sum it up for you. By the way, Sam Hyde turning into fucking Jordan Peterson. This guy's fucking balling on every fucking. Not like balling, but he's like balling every time he does a fucking. I'm Charlie Chaplin. He's doing the speech. He's doing the. You know. Anyway. Smoker. Bro, you got food and water. What do you want from me? You got toys. You got everything. You got everything a cat can need. Oh, I know what he wants. I just let him outside a little bit. He wants to go back outside. And now I will ignore you. Okay. Let's listen to this. We're halfway through. Yeah, so he was crying. You know, you get it. This is you. Kirk is a martyr. Absolutely. Totally agree. Let's see if we can jog the old nog here. Get the noggin jogging. Activate my almonds.
We're stuck with this problem together.
Yes, it's stuck with the hippie commies, yeah. Oh yeah, he showed fucking Hassan Piker talking about how everybody should go, the leftists should go gut fucking landlords because they don't want to rent their houses out to bums. You don't want to lend your assets out to fucking bums? You don't want fucking 500 bums or 600 fucking Indian immigrants in your fucking beautiful $600,000 home? You don't want that? In your rental, you can make a lot of money. You can help a lot of people. Your home may depreciate dramatically, but why would you want to do that? I'm going to gut you now. That's the leftist logic. And essentially, we're...
So I think that people
beautiful, good people who deserve to live, but it's not looking good for them, and that's not a.
Yes. So we're all in the shit. Whatever. Third world, first world. It's like he doesn't know that Africa has existed for ever. There's always been people in strife. In the worst conditions.
I know about the Holocaust and slavery. I saw it in a movie. I know about the Constitution. I saw that in the movies.
Okay, he's doing a bit.
In real life, it would appear that the Constitution
it's funny that we skipped
is
here.
a fucking toilet rag that only gets thrown in our faces.
Okay, yeah, this is where we were at.
Against us when it can be used.
It's like South Africa. If you're in if you're a Boer and there's a roving African gang. There's a roving African gang that comes to your house with a fucking cell phone jammer. The Constitution isn't gonna help you. It's like
that's when the Constitution is.
That's how you interpret it. I mean,
the most effectively is when it can be used.
I lived in Africa. I would have AI turrets in my lawn, so that it would detect. It would have a tonal detector.
white country that was run by
Protect skin
white
tones. And
Christian
how many
men.
people are
Does
there?
South Africa have a
1, 2
constitution?
people. Black. Oh, cautious.
That's a ChatGPT
5
deep
people with
research question.
AKs.
Does South
5
Africa
people with
have a
things in their
constitution?
hands.
More importantly,
I
has
don't care
it
if it's
helped them?
bananas or
It
fucking
is interesting how like,
AKs. You're going down.
Christianity, it's used as a cudgel against its believers by people who actively don't follow it.
Yep.
You're feeding the fields.
If you have opponents who are playing by the rules, and you don't have
Get rid of the
any
thanks
mandate to
computer
play by
guy.
the rules, why
I guess
wouldn't
he's
you
doing
use
other
their
things.
rules against them? Jamming not to defend. Oh, this is amazing. This thing's basically thinking like a human.
It said no before, but it was not thinking back then.
It wasn't okay. This is the hard mode. It's likely asking if waiving the Constitution can prevent.
Can you wave the South African Constitution around
for 2025 statistics on
and prevent
attacks in South Africa? This is passing the Turing test. The definition of intelligence and sentience factually based on South African law, crime realities, self-defense rights. So you could hold it up and claim your self-defense rights.
How heavy is it?
A 2025 case analysis notes
It's easier to show them your self-defense rights when you're standing over them like this.
A valid legal defense, even with an unlicensed firearm. Wow.
Sorry.
That
Sorry.
Constitution sounds pretty powerful. That actually sounds
Oh,
more
my bad.
powerful than our Constitution.
I'm so sorry.
Because if you defend yourself in our
I'm so
country,
sorry.
you're fucked. But no longer, hopefully.
Your ultimate authority was weaker than my ultimate authority. I'm so sorry.
Trump
I hate exerting that,
He
but
survived multiple bullets from an assassin.
violence
And
is the ultimate authority in which all
was
other
a freak
authority is
from
derived.
some sort of Blackwater incubation tank where they manufacture freaks. I don't even want to say that because the kid, it's probably some kid that had his brain, probably was tortured with electrodes. Who knows?
Around,
Who
don't
knows
relax.
What
The
fucking happened
key to life is
when
actually never
chemicals,
relax. You have to be
were
a fucking,
inserted into Trump's would-be assassin.
not a, you have to be a hare
Trump,
and not a fucking
by the
bunny,
grace, he
right?
turned his head.
You have to be
I don't know
schizo
if you remember
posting
this.
in your head at
He
all
turned his
times.
head
Schizophrenic
10
people are
degrees
actually have nothing wrong with them.
Avoided the lethal
It's the people who aren't schizophrenic that.
avoided the lethality.
You should think that there are people in your walls at all times, okay? That's the world we live in. The only reason you exist is because your family is some type of sociopath, psychopath. Your ancestors.
In my opinion, that is a mandate from heaven.
Just kidding.
If
There's
you were
collective.
to
There's
survive
collective
an
good.
assassin's bullet in that scenario, I would imagine that means something like
Ashashin. My
you're
assassins would
ordained
be good
by
enough to
God
kill me.
to do
At least Charlie
God's
Kirk could say
work
that.
on the planet. You've been spared.
Someone really wanted that guy
you've been
dead.
spared in such a dramatic
Oh, wait. His assassin
and
was a little
improbable
reteat. Well, yeah, that's what I don't think.
and
A reteat
miraculous fashion.
transgender man,
You have a
woman,
mandate from
whatever.
heaven to do
A
God's
man
work.
who dated a trans. I don't
Is
know.
he talking about getting into heaven?
Too complicated
He's been
now.
talking about getting into heaven lately, apparently.
He's a mandate from heaven. And now what he has with this confluence of events.
Talking about I'm gonna get into heaven. I'm going straight to heaven.
To enact whatever policies
It's me,
he could imagine in his
Donald,
wildest
going right to
dreams.
heaven.
He has a blank check to do whatever he wants, in my opinion,
And a limited time to do it.
and a very limited time to do it.
Okay, we're gonna.
I don't think that's an
Bang some of
overstatement.
this shit
I don't think that's I don't think that's crazy to say. Is that crazy to say?
No.
Valentine?
Oh yeah, we gotta go in
Suppose it would
theater
be a
mode.
means in which
Cinema
it would
mode.
make Charlie Kirk, it would make him not have died in vain.
That's also true.
Yeah. There's a lot of things at play.
Ooh,
that
almost
make
got
what
Sam
that
again.
chick said
Ooh,
completely
ah,
false. Like,
Charlie Kirk.
she said that
Must have known him.
he's not martyr material,
Probably.
which is what I think she means is
What's the freedom to
he's
deliver a
not
ticket,
a target
claiming to
that
lead.
one would expect. I think the truth
it's
behind
fucking
that
awful.
is he's not a guy that
He's
even
a good man.
remotely
Did
had
some
it
good
coming,
shit.
Not that anybody does, but
Yeah.
he's not even on the radar of guys that deserve that. And what he represents is because he's such a non-martyr material, he represents that it could happen to everybody. And I see a lot of people saying, that's my uncle's politics, that's my grandfather's politics. And they are now realizing that, oh, they want my loved ones dead
Yeah.
for holding some of the most benign political stances.
This is a historical moment, and there's the charge is there, the critical mass is there to do historical shit in a way that it hasn't been since 2015. There hasn't been a moment like this, arguably at any point in Trump's presidency or in Biden's presidency, and I think this is going to define him. It's time for Trump and the people in his administration to get off their asses and do something. He's been able to enact policies like Project 2025 when it comes to punishing pro-Palestinian
Christ game.
demonstrators, but so far that's all he's been able to get with us. So here's what I would do if I had a mandate from heaven and I had the opportunity to fulfill that mandate. And I don't, so this is just speculation, but this is what I would do. First of all, any city where the body count on a given weekend is the same or worse than the body count in one of these shithole Mosul, Bosul,
Yep.
Gogul. If it's a U.S. city where the body count is more than the DE Dust 2 Counter-Strike map in a deathmatch game, there needs to be a presence there. That's not a crazy thing to say. It's a national emergency.
You need
That
trained
city
killers
has
chilling,
64 player
taking
map
out fucking
deathmatches
untrained
happening
killers.
every
Yeah.
week. The people that perpetrate
Chicago
this
shit.
violence in any American city, it's not hundreds of thousands of people. If you took the 80 most violent criminals and put them away for life, you would end American crime 95% of it overnight. If you took the most violent people and locked them up and throw away the key, the 14-time felony offenders, there aren't that many of them. There are not a million of them. In an average city, there's not even 100 of them. It's a very simple matter. You take these people, lock them up, the worst ones. The abolition of the death penalty is effectively, where's that? I'm so phone-brained. There was a tweet about it talking about how Plato, the excess of liberty, whether in states or individuals, seems only to pass into excess of slavery. Aristotle, he who bids the law rule may be deemed to bid God and reason alone rule, but he who bids man rule adds an element of the beast, for passion perverts the minds of rulers even when they are the best of men. Thomas Hobbes, during the time men live without a common power to keep them all in awe, they are in that condition which is called war, and such a war as is of every man against every man. Cesare Beccaria. I don't remember what games he made music for, but crimes are more effectually prevented by the certainty than the severity of punishment. Nietzsche, a great danger for mankind begins with the criminal indulgence of decadence, with the sympathy for the ill-constituted and weak. I don't know who that last one is, probably some pedophile, so we'll skip that one. Point being, if Trump doesn't care enough about us to keep us safe in our cities, then fuck him. Arrest James Comey. Can you pull up the Constantino tweet? So this is James Comey on Instagram here, posting 8647. Can you even believe this? That this guy is walking around. That's a death threat.
Yeah.
He needs to be in fucking jail.
What's 8647? I have no idea what that is.
86 means kill. 47 is the 47th president. Just because you're speaking in code doesn't mean it's not a death threat. It makes Trump look like a fucking clown that Comey hasn't been arrested for that. That's ridiculous. Now's the time. Lock his ass up. Mass deportations, energy deregulation, firing civil servants. The Democrat Party, wrap it up. Whatever pretext you have to, I'm not a lawyer, okay? I used to be. Whatever the pretext is, RICO, case, whatever, the people who have called for violence, they should have a day in court. That has to happen. All leftists who have called for violence or hinted at it have to be arrested. Tim Waltz, any celebrity who said, wouldn't it be funny if President Trump were assassinated? Pretending like that's not a dangerous threat and not taking action on it makes him look like a fucking clown. This presidency's a joke. Whoever around him is telling him not to do these things, you have to get rid of them. The women, the Indians, anybody in the administration who's weak sauce on punishing crime, they have to be eviscerated. You got to get them out of there. Just kick them out, man. Programs like Ukraine Aid, Green Energy, shut all that shit down. Any NGO or whatever, however these people organize their graft, 501c, I don't know how it works. These organizations,
figure out how the
anybody that's
economy
fallen
works.
into them, you got to cut that off immediately. Are all the J6ers out of jail, or any of them still in jail?
That's a good question. There should be just very few, if any, but they too and
They should
the
get
crew.
post, like after the fact pardons, like whatever the legal thing, like you did nothing wrong. They should
Right.
get fucking medals. The J6ers should get medals, even the crazy ones. Even if one was there, got in a drunk driving accident after. Even the J6ers who are total crackpot, XRP, QAnon freak shows who got in drunk driving accidents and beat their wives after they got released from prison, they should get the fucking Medal of Honor. The guy that killed Bin Laden, whatever medal he got a shiny one, chrome, rainbow chrome anodized. I don't know what these faggot soldier medals are. I don't know anything about soldier lingo, so you can't be slinging that around me. I don't understand. But I know that if you're one of these fruitcake soldiers, you get a big shiny one that's got rainbow anodized, and it's like the S that everybody drew in high school. That's the highest one. Whatever that is, invent a new medal, okay? Invent a new one. Give it to all the J6ers and Derek Chauvin. Do that immediately. And Derek Chauvin has to be let out of jail.
Yep.
Derek Chauvin should be the head of NPR.
Yeah. Chauvin PR, they'll call it. It's not catchy. There's no ring to it, but it should be so.
A show of power in whatever force, border security, it doesn't matter. Get troops doing something other than arresting pro-Palestinian protesters. Dummy. The Israel is our hero thing is over. That's the thing that gets these fucking bonehead conservatives caught up every single time is if I can't beat them, join them. That's done for. It's over. It's not going to happen. You're not going to join them. They're never going to let you into the club. Charlie Kirk was in that club. He started to question the club. Now he's out of the club. You're not. There's no club. You're not in the club. They're going to kill you. They want to kill you. They want to kill your kids. Stop thinking that Israel's going to save you in whatever way, shape, or form, that making a pact with the devil is going to come out good for you. It's not. You're going to get fucked. Voter suppression laws. I'm sorry to tell you this. You can only vote if you have a penis.
Did you ever hear my friend Nick Oak's solution, which is anybody who, you can have universal basic income, like $4,000 a month, but you cannot vote?
Yeah.
And so that would get rid of a lot of bad votes.
That's a good idea. And prosecute the people who stole the 2020 election, which is treasonous. That's the ultimate offense. If you're going by the playbook, if you're going by the Constitution, the Constitution is a document, an amazing document. It was our founders were whatever. If that's what you really believe in, then the stealing of the 2020 election, is there a crime that's higher than that?
It's like war.
It's like war.
It's like a war.
Because the ramifications, the secondary and tertiary, all the stuff that flows out of that is worse than any other crime. Mm-hmm. What's that? The tweet from Pete Hegseth? Well done, good and faith. This type of talk is meaningless unless you fucking do something about it. You can give Charlie Kirk the medal of, you can give him the higher, even a higher medal. You can give him the XRP medal. It doesn't matter. It's meaningless if his death means nothing. If nothing comes from this, if you don't do anything, if you let this presidency in this moment fizzle, then it's all for naught. They should black bag Cash Patel and put him on a I don't know, I'm not a military guy, but a C-706 Globemaster.
Yeah.
Put him in there, isolate him like he's a serial killer, like he's on a rack and he's got the mask on. Put him on a 24-hour flight to India and drop his ass off. What can we do? First of all, you need a gun. And you need to not be looking for fights. You need to not be saying stuff like Fafo, Karen, fucking karma's a bitch, and then shooting some shop owner who did nothing. You need to be protecting yourself and your family. You have to arm yourself. You have to arm yourself. That being said, you gotta be careful. This is a time where anything could happen. It's not a time to be going out looking for beef. And secondly, I think it's time to become annoying faggots. You see all the people getting fired?
Oh yeah, loving it.
All the shit that liberals did to us that's annoying faggotry, I think it works. I think we just have to do that. Get these people fired. Start cataloging this. We need a tech tech-minded person building a database, because Palantir apparently is vaporware. They don't really know anything about what's going on. There needs to be somebody who has crypto money and is not crazy, and who would be responsible with the data, and who has a legal team. Someone needs to build a site to catalog the viciousness, the calls to violence, the nastiness of these people. And we have to start taking a page from the left's playbook. And I'm sure there are better options. I'm sure there's other things to do. But if you're bored, if you're angry right now, just legally get somebody fired.
It's a valid thing to do.
That's a valid thing to do. You don't have to worry, and you don't have to worry about the police coming to your door. Just don't threaten anybody over the phone, but just call the employers of these scumbags and make them aware of what their employees are doing. It doesn't feel good to say this, by the way. This is like faggoty tattletale shit.
They're not empty threats, though. Not
But
anymore.
it fucking works.
It's ethical, too, because this tactic was used against people for merely supporting a presidential candidate. And that's not to say that, well, if they did it, we'll just do it. But it is right that people that are entrusted, whether they're teachers or nurses...
If you're a teacher, a nurse, a firefighter, if you're anybody, and you're walking around and you're saying you're gloating over somebody dying, you're gloating over a regular guy who is well-intentioned dying, you should be out of a fucking job.
You're a physician? I wouldn't trust you to mow my fucking lawn.
Yeah. I'm sure some better tactic will appear. This is not cool.
Sure.
Okay? But they should be followed for the rest of their lives with this data. Do we have a compilation of like TikToks of these people dancing around and laughing and stuff?
Dead! Finally! Somebody with a gun, which is almost everybody in the fucking States, grew a pair and fucking went and shot somebody on the right side. Thank you. Can we keep this up?
You know why it's right to explode? Because first of all, you're not making anything. This is just truth that they did this. There's nothing wrong with showing something that somebody truly did, and it doesn't benefit us to live in a society that tolerates people gloating about death.
The just thing to do, with revenge taken out of the picture, is this person should not be around children. They should not be holding a needle that's injecting anything into your body. They shouldn't be allowed to prepare food for anybody else to consume.
Okay.
Almost no job, maybe Amazon warehouse worker, is what people like this
I get that.
should be entrusted with. That's the just thing, even with revenge taken out of the picture. So this is petty. It doesn't feel cool. It's not badass. It's the tactic that works, period. And that's what our enemies have been exploring, pursuing, with a tenacity that we're not going to be able to match, because we're not evil, obsessed cretins.
Big baby.
Non-violent. Totally non-violent.
On a positive note, they're comfortable enough to reveal themselves in totality. I mean, did you hear that witch cackle? That was crazy.
That's part of the problem too, is that it teaches any children being raised and seeing this that is an acceptable option of behavior and mentality.
If you are confused right now, if you're bored, if you're angry, if you're thinking about how you're going to get back, while you're thinking about that, what you can do in the interim is you can make a polite phone call and ensure that one of these fucking freaks is broke. Furthermore, catalog what they've done, download videos, do some investigation of your own. You can practice your phone skills. If you call a place up and you're like, "Are you hired this person? I'm gonna fucking kill you." That's not good. You can earn money. You could become a salesperson. This is sales, actually. This is sales training. If you have any ambition to become a salesperson, 300 calls a day. That's what they say. You got to do 300 calls a day for 3 to 5 years, and then all of a sudden you have sales skills. Call up, see how nice and polite you can be. "Sir, how you doing? I have an offer that might interest you. So-and-so, this lady employee, she's actually on Instagram gloating over the assassination of a political figure in America. And I wanted to talk to you about your opportunities today to, whatever. Have ChatGPT write a script. It's easy."
Experience points.
A great man once said, "When we win, Do not forget that these people want you broke, dead, your kids raped, and brainwashed. And they think it's funny. We can't forget that. Christ help us all.
Don't forget that, and pray. Thank God that you are healthy and have the opportunity to fight. And do not Fed post. Do not fuck yourself.
I live so far outside the American world. It's weird for me to be even messaging this to you guys, but my theory has always been whatever happens in America eventually reverberates across the world. And even though people may not admit it, we look to you guys sometimes for guidance. The stuff that's kind of happening at the moment, what's just happened in the US, is kind of a touchstone of so many different instances. So let's hope you can find a path that we can then tread together.
The world is watching, and what we do next is going to reverberate throughout history. It's going to determine whether or not this civilization that involves everybody. It involves India, it involves Asians, it involves blacks in Africa. What happens next determines the sort of the level of abject suffering that all of humanity is going to be subjected to for the next 2,000 years.
You know, I didn't even like Charlie Kirk that much. I thought he was sort of like a Diet Pepsi version of the things I stood for. But I'm a father. I'm 32 years old. I have 2 little girls. And I have such a pit in my stomach over this. And I have pretty radical ideas, but I'm not the kind of person that wants to go burn down stores or rob Nike stores for food. I will not be satisfied until I see these people atone for this. And I know that I'm not the only person. Thanks for letting me voice it.
We all have a brother or a cousin or a friend or a parent who's not based enough or whatever, but we're in this together.
I think the events of this week have gone right around the world, even here in Australia, in the Southern Hemisphere in general. What's next for the international approach to this sort of ideology that is Christian in nature and wants the best for people versus the people that just don't want us at all?
I don't know what Australians are going to do. They're fucked.
You gotta come here.
Bro, I have no idea. Are they having a thing right now? I haven't been paying attention. They got some people down there?
They're very oppressive. Very oppressive.
Yeah, I don't know, brother. I don't know what to tell you.
The country is gone in ruin. The only thing we can do now is to come together and fight the evil. That's the only thing we can do, is fight the evil. There's no reason to let it stand by any longer. We have to bring the fight to them. Fuck these people and fuck everything that they're trying to do to tear the family apart and tear normalness apart.
I think it's important to remember that the history of mankind is a history of struggle. It's only ever been struggle. It's the same as if you're trying to, the human body, if you're trying to gain muscle mass, you're always perpetually growing or shrinking or flourishing or dying. There's no such thing as homeostasis in nature or in any of the systems that sort of emerge from nature. There's no such thing as homeostasis. And I think compared to the battles our ancestors face, we have a pretty cushy gig here. I don't think we need to lament our position. We should keep in mind that just the history of mankind is a fight. It's a fight for resources, for influence, for culture, law and order versus chaos. And now's your time to sort of play your role in history. And I think we should have an optimistic attitude and try to always do our best.
Baby. Rough times, but chin up, chest out, reject the black pill. Thank you for the shit that you do, man.
Reject the black pill, indeed.
Don't despair.
No, that's a sin for sure.
Hey, Sam. I'm seeing a lot of discourse about specifically that now that Charlie Kirk is gone, that like a powerful voice is gone, and that a certain amount of fight that was going to happen is now not going to happen because obviously he's passed. And when I see that stuff, I realize that it's occurring to me that like it seems to not really even matter whether or not anyone is here to do the fight, because someone's going to be like being there for a mouthpiece to something, and whether or not he was even going to make a difference or was making a difference, it feels like everything's just replaceable. And like this death is obviously going to have huge impact on the culture, or at least the cultural conversation for the moment, but it just feels kind of like I'm watching this fake reality play out, you know, like I mean, we don't know the shooter, you know, the guy on the roof disappeared, but I don't know if we ever will know, but I feel like we know, you know, but it's more of just a warning. It seems like this really could happen to anybody, even if you're quote unquote protected, even if you're playing the game, you know.
It's not a fake reality, it's real reality, and it's hard to process, but it's real. Someone will pick up the microphone and carry on what Charlie was doing. The world's never going to be the same. The right wing, the American right, is never going to be the same. This generation of young people, this huge amount of young people who were fans of
200K?
Charlie,
Fuck yeah.
and moderate, reasonable people who watched him get murdered in HD. They'll never be the same. So it's a phase change. It's a big shift. It's one of the weeks where decades happens, but it is, I assure you, it's real. It is happening. It has happened. It will continue to happen. This is your life now.
Yo, Sammy, what's up, man? Big fan of the show. Thanks for all the giggles and laughs over the years, as well as the Hive Wars thing, man. But I think my question for you is, as I've watched you over the years, you've always kind of maintained this sentiment of no matter how bad things get, no matter how shitty it is, you gotta look towards the golden nuggets of hope and not lose sight of the beauty of life and the world around us. But in light of all this recent stuff, especially with Charlie Kirk, with the Serena lady on the train, do you find it hard to maintain that sentiment now? I certainly am, man. It's getting rough out here. Getting real tough. All right, anyways, big guy. Appreciate it again, man. Take care.
Is it the case that life is a test?
This isn't our true home. Our true home is, our eternal home is heaven. We're made for heaven.
Why are we here?
Well, it's not exactly just a test. Like this, both spirit and body, both physical, metaphysical, are realities. And this isn't meant to be a utopia. It's meant to be suffering, but it's what you do with that suffering, and somewhat like a test. It could be said that the trial of our era isn't starvation or war. It's like maintaining your passions when you have at your disposal the option to engage in any sort of fallen behavior you'd like to, you know, and it's cheap and easy and available. And so your mission is to make sure that you and your family make it to heaven, despite like the ease of fallen things. You know, so I think that's that. But no, there's reality to life, and what you do does matter and resonate. But your death is not your death. Death in this world does not end. So you could have a miserable existence here, but if you're faithful and prayerful, your reward will be great. So that's that.
Okay.
I believe. I don't know. You know, things look pretty bad sometimes in the world, and the only thing that I would say that tears the veil of the man, this is really bad, is like your family, like a child being born, like that you love and that loves you. It physically like rips the veil open and presents a world that is to a certain degree like in your control, and it's not through your own actions or your own decisions. that you will do anything good. It is all through God that you do any good whatsoever, and you can't win at all, like in this world. You just can't. The odds are totally against you. You can't even make like a dent. If you have a lot of
Self-repairing
money,
a hull.
but
I
it's
mean,
like a lot.
that's pretty cool, bro. I'll take it.
As well, which I do sort of want now. But anyway, that's not gonna save me.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Or do it.
Okay.
But know that it won't save you.
No, I won't. It might deter me. But anyway.
It's also a cumbersome habit.
You do have some control in this world, and it's over you and your passions. Don't let hatred harden your heart. You can be angry, but through all the things that I felt, you know, I've seen worse things than Charlie Kirk's murder.
Trying to get rid of
But in a
fucking.
way, I've never seen anything worse, and I don't know how to explain that really. But all the feelings of being angry or
Pick up a new mission. Great.
and mad, like I prayed through them, and it really is like going to church, praying. You can maintain this sight on the eternal, and there's something better for us after this, and you just have to be faithful, prayerful, and resilient through all that, I think. So I think that's the white pill.
My opinion is that it's a privilege to be even allowed to fight. The joyous moments, there's indisputable evidence that we've been given something miraculous. It's that simple, I guess. There's indisputable evidence that we've been given something miraculous. And there's joy and beauty in a real way, not an imaginary way, in the world. And for me at least, it negates whatever negative whatever. I don't believe Charlie Kirk's murder will be in vain. I'll just read this. Charlie Kirk's death, murder, is revealing who is unfit for civilized society. People who are glad that a father, husband, and innocent man died. They're not interested in remedying their spiritual and mental illness. They just want you to die instead. I'd say the majority of us, patient, sensible, mildly optimistic, are just about done waiting for things to improve. We're very much invested in never being around you people ever again, and there's a new feeling of readiness to actively ensure that becomes a reality. These people should no longer feel comfortable around us. They should hide, and when they're detected, they should be shameful, groveling, and apologizing unceasingly.
It's true.
The casual celebrations of Charlie Kirk's death, murder, and Iryna Zarutska's murder should be documented, and the people behind them should be exposed. I'd really like to add indifference to the list too.
That would be nice.
There will be a list, an actual spreadsheet of all the information on these people. They should not be harmed. They should merely have every material possession taken from them and every social opportunity withheld as long as they are unrepentant. This is totalitarian or whatever, so maybe not. I do know there is a misunderstanding of freedom. It is sometimes mistaken for license, which is, quote unquote, do whatever you want. True freedom, however, is only freedom from the bondage of sin, the freedom to willingly choose good. The entirety of the media exhibits them thriving, going unchecked while they film TikToks about transing children between teaching elementary school classes. Hundreds of thousands of likes for brazen, satanic victory laps.
We literally need Hitler.
After Charlie Kirk's assassination, I was reminded of a quote that I read several days ago from St. Basil the Athonite. And it was going over my head for many days. But now I think I know why. I read it and it stayed in my memory. I'll read it to you a little bit. God takes each person at the most fitting moment of their life. No one has ever signed a contract with God about when they will die. God takes every person at the moment most suitable for them, uniquely chosen for each one, in order to save their soul. If God sees that person will become better, he allows them to live. If he sees that person will become even worse, he takes them in order to save them.
I don't know what that means if that means that Charlie Kirk was about to become worse.
Yeah. Well, theologically, I don't know.
I think his heart's in the right place, but that sounded like gibberish.
Hey, it's good to want to know God more.
Sure. I like that.
But it's a sin to assume to know God's will and intentions. So
that sounds scary. And I'll wrap this up by saying that there are a lot of details and things to get caught up in on your phone, and there's going to be a lot of AI enhanced logos and fruity little distractions to get caught up in, and paths to go down, and things that are important, things that are not important, etc., etc. At the end of the day, we are in a spiritual battle for the future, for our children, for our people, for humanity. I think that we should be optimistic. The black pill is for faggots, and don't be that. Don't be black pill. Don't let evil stand in the way of you connecting with joy and gratitude and God. And I think that it's probably a good idea to pray, and pray specifically that God keeps you on the right path. I think that that's a good one. Is there a better one?
It's a pretty good one.
I would pray that I stay on the rails. I think that's a good one to go with. I think that we're going to win. I don't know why. Why would I say that?
Well, because it's been written.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
That's good to
In
know.
the end, we win, but it might be ugly to get there.
Guys, I want to quote my favorite philosopher, Batman. Once there was only dark. If you have... That's the quote. That's not even a quote.
No.
Make the Chat GPT do the fucking quote. You're right. I cut it down too much before. I wish AI was sentient so I could fucking beat its ass. I want to end this episode with a quote. I'll tell you, Marty. I've been up in that room looking out those windows every night here, just thinking. It's just one story. The oldest. Light versus dark. Well, I know we ain't in Alaska, but it appears to me that the other guy says this part, the dark has more territory. A lot more. You ask me, that's not the quote. Fuck this.
Well, I think they cut to a bunch of stars, so if we could cut, it's a visual.
Just wrap it with what Valentine said.
I think if our enemies were strong, they wouldn't have to use such underhanded and slimy and outright heinous acts to try and
heinous in the anus.
Attacking a soft target in front of an audience like that. And I think I don't think they're underestimating us. I think they know exactly what they're up against. And I guess I'm just optimistic, personally.
Okay.
Welcome to the Gavin Show. My name is Jon Stewart. Man, I gotta tell you, it feels so nice to be back.
If Trump isn't dying, why is he being treated like a Make-A-Wish kid? Right. He is dying. He's old as fuck. He's closer to dying than fucking being born. What the fuck are they talking about? We're all dying, John. Just like your fucking career. I don't even know. He was good when I was in high school, when people were stupid and politically ignorant. That tells you something. He's also a fucking not the great. His greatest acting role was in The Faculty, so take that as you will. What else do we got on the tuber? Carney scrapping the industrial carbon tax. Leftist politician pushing yada yada yada. I guess I could do Moose. I don't mind Moose on the loose. He's a little bit of a nepo baby, but whatever. His thumbnails are so cringe.
We care about the result. The result is to get to net zero.
The house is back in session. Welcome back to Moose and Loose. My name's David.
Yeah, that's gonna get anything done.
Mark Carney having his big summer vacation here.
Yeah, all our politicians getting paid fucking out the ass to drive the fucking nosedive the country into the fucking ground.
We've got the Canada First rally that happened in Toronto over the weekend, which brought out
Okay, this is different.
counter-protesting freedom. Mark Carney rolling out.
I forgot this is what this is.
At the end of the video, let's jump into this. Got Marty up north with this one saying Harland resumes, well, today, and with that, Parliament is on track to have fewest sitting days in nearly a century this year, with limited legislative achievements in Mr. Carney's first months in office. The House is on pace to sit for just 73 days this year.
Oh my God!
37.
They work for 3 months of the year and get paid fucking $500,000. Are you fucking kidding me?
1937. This is just unbelievable. Got this one here. Stellantis cancels the Ram 50.
They get $500,000. Like, that's not even like all their bonuses included.
Electric Ram truck is gone. Got an update here. Donald Trump is calling on all NATO nations to boycott Russia, stop buying oil from them. So he put out this tweet here, basically telling the European Union to do exactly as he says, and he'll be able to end the conflict with Russia.
He goes on to say NATO's commitment to win has been far less than 100%, and purchase of Russian oil by some has been shocking. It greatly weakens your negotiating position and bargaining power over Russia. Trump says he is ready to go. Just say when.
This conflict is heating up. I don't put it too much on the channel because it triggers the robot around here, but basically there was some drones that were tested, and there was a weakness was found there. People are saying that it is Russian drones that were sent there to test the defenses, but who knows? It could have been Vladimir Zelensky himself. It could have been Xi Jinping sending those drones and testing it out. That's what I've heard from that so far. In response, Poland is then mobilizing a lot of its military, its equipment, and all that kind of stuff. So this conflict is getting closer to WW3, not further away. Meanwhile, Team Canada was met with yelling and anger from these protesters at the Cycling Grand Prix in Montreal, as Palestinian protesters broke in and started waving their flags during Team Canada's moment. And look at Adam Van Koeverden, this little loser here, smiling, grinning, ear to ear. He's got no problem with those protesters commandeering and taking over all these Canadian events. This is disgraceful. Arrest these people. 5 years in jail for being an idiot. Look at him there, clapping his hands. He's all for this. These protesters ruin everything. Yeah, they really seem to be ruining everything in Canada. And what has Mark Carney been doing this whole time? Well, he was out here having a night on the town. The Pogues were simply epic tonight at Ottawa. Much has changed in the 3 decades since I saw them last, but there's still a band you don't meet every day. Mark Carney couldn't give a rat's about running Canada. He only runs it when he's got time, squeezes it in around his concerts. Meanwhile, we've got Liberal Bonnie Crombie resigning from the Ontario Liberal Party. I mean, she was a disaster. If you can't beat Doug Ford, I mean, it's time to resign. Like, let's get real. Is Doug Ford running for the Liberal Party leadership now? He should be.
I already done did this.
Conference the other day announcing his housing initiatives, which really just enriches himself. His communication is awful, and it seems to be getting worse.
Again, I think their struggle is going to be more on the communication side, less on the policy side. On the policy side, we can argue that, you know, he's not picking the right projects or he's not focusing on the right things. But the things he has told us he's focusing on are big things. And his struggle is that he has to make that relatable to the struggles that people are feeling at home, that the things parents are worried about. Pierre Poilievre is very good at doing that. And the problem for Mark Carney, it's not just that he's not very good at doing that, he doesn't think it's important to do that. That's where that whole political inexperience piece comes in. He doesn't put value on transparency. He doesn't put value on emotional intelligence relating to what people are feeling at home, at work, on the street, at the park. And I think that might be really, really difficult for him as he gets into the fall and realizes he's not good at that. He's got to get good at it very quickly.
Yeah, so Mark Carney is a elitist, globalist banker who doesn't give a crap about any of us, only cares about himself, clearly. So she's spot on here. He doesn't have that emotional intelligence. He doesn't have empathy. He doesn't know how to interact and care for the common folk, and he's struggling badly with that. Justin Trudeau is able to put on one of his acting hats and just go in there and ham it up. He loved hamming it up. I don't think Mark Carney particularly likes going in front of the camera, where Trudeau just thrived on that. He just soaked it up. He didn't really want to be Prime prime minister. He just wanted to be in front of the cameras and have everyone looking at him. We got a different kind of beast here in the office, right, with Mark Carney, but his communications, his optics, the way he's treating the public, it's all quite awful. This is one part from yesterday's announcement I didn't cover, but listen to this. Mark Carney saying a first-time home buyer will only take them 4 years to save up for their down payment.
Young Canadians are doing everything right. They're studying hard, finding a job.
The fuck, man.
Yet for too many
This
of them,
fucking game. Why? What did I push to do that?
feels entirely out of reach. Across the country,
That money, hoe.
it takes nearly 4 years for first-time home buyers to save for down payment. And in markets such as Toronto and Vancouver, even longer.
Even longer. This clip here has a couple of major red flags. So first off, nobody's saving up for a down payment in 4 years. That's crazy. Let alone in Vancouver. I mean, there's already been the math done on it. It's like 30, 35 years to save up for a down payment. But he also said at the beginning here, young people are doing it all right. They're studying, they're getting a job.
They're studying hard, finding a job.
But they're not finding a job. This is social manipulation. He knows that young people are not finding jobs, so he's going to announce that young people are finding jobs. So if you're one of the young people who doesn't have a job, it must just be you. Only 4 years to save 100 to 200K. Who is he talking to? Yeah. Another interview we got here is Rosemary Barton with Tim Hodgson. Rosemary once again humiliates herself, proving she does not know what's going on in the country. She just shows up to read the teleprompter. One important nugget of information comes out of this, and that's that they might be scrapping the industrial carbon tax.
The government going
Is that my frigate? No.
emissions. You've said you're negotiating with Alberta and the industry. Is the negotiation to get rid of the cap, and they have to commit to eliminating or limiting greenhouse gas emissions in a different way?
We've talked about this before. I've been in business for a long time, negotiated many deals. I've never found it constructive to negotiate with a counterparty through the media.
Okay, that's fine. We won't negotiate, but can you at least confirm that the emissions cap is no longer necessarily going ahead?
Of course I can't confirm that. We're in.
This guy's body language is hilarious. It's like textbook. Like he's grabbing his tie. He's like, oh boy, I don't want to answer that one.
We're in a negotiation. We are working hard with our friends in the different provincial governments and with industry. Here's what
I don't deny that. He used the word friends. That's not the right word if this is simply a government to business relationship. These literally are their friends. Remember, this guy was the former chair at Hydro One. Not only that, this guy's got a long history of Goldman Sachs and Mark Carney. That's why Carney brought him in. He's his right-hand man. Something hit me today when I was going through my own board here. I've been trying to figure out why is it all being pushed towards anything that has to do with electricity. Obviously EVs, this whole net zero agenda is pushing everything electric. And a couple things come to mind. Well, I saw this, Great Lakes Power Corporation, Brookfield Renewable subsidiary focused on hydroelectric power. Are they trying to push everything towards electricity and then they'll fully control our lives because they'll have control? If they have companies like this, they can jack up the prices, they can get full control over the profits of everything. So I'm going to dig into more of what Brookfield Renewables, Brookfield Corporation, and Brookfield Asset Management owns in regards to power generation. Now on top of that, they keep pushing these industries like solar, wind, all these eco-green stuff. Well, who's the world leader in eco-green? It's China. Is this another play to make money from China? Does Mark Carney and all these guys have secret investments in China? Like, there's a lot of moving parts here. Gonna have to tackle these one topic at a time, but something fishy is going on here.
If we can get pathways built, we will do something no other industry, no other oil industry in the world has done. It would be significantly reduce the carbon footprint of our entire industry.
No other oil industry around the world has done that because it's stupid. It hurts their profits. That's why they don't do that. Now I'm all for them capturing their emissions and not stinking up towns that these oil refineries are around. I think we're all in favor of that. But we don't need to push this to such an extreme where we can't even produce any oil and gas despite us having reserves out the wazoo here in Canada. Meanwhile, we've got countries around the world leapfrogging us in economic prosperity.
So let me ask you this then. Do you think a cap on emissions makes sense? Do you see why it was previously, under the previous government, put forward?
I wasn't here for the previous government, and I'm
not asking you to respond to the previous...
That's such a slimy response. He's just like, come on.
I'm asking you whether you think a cap on emissions makes sense.
I am focused on results, not how one gets there. That's what I will do. That's what the Prime Minister has said. We're in the middle of discussions. We will work to get to the right endpoint. The right endpoint is getting pathways built, reducing the carbon intensity of our oil industry, And what the Prime Minister has said is if we get that done, we are open to working with potential proponents on a pipeline.
This guy's insane. So when he was answering that question, he both had a head nod left and right and up and down. So I think he is legitimately in the middle of those negotiations and it isn't decided. Because usually people telegraph this yes or no just with their head motion. Even if they're trying to hide it, they can't help it coming out of their head. But he did both there.
The government, the Prime Minister, keeps talking about carbon, climate
The hell?
competitiveness, carbon competitiveness, sort of things that I don't think I fully understand at this stage because there's strategy.
Why is
God
she
damn.
doing this? Like, come on, Rosie. You're supposed to be Canada's top journalist, reporter, and you don't know what is going on here. They've been talking about this for 6 months.
I didn't know how to
now.
kill that thing. I didn't know the shields, yada yada yada. Do I prioritize the missiles? Do I?
Approach to fighting climate change that we're trying to find the best path forward as opposed to hitting necessary targets.
So the Prime Minister and Minister de Bruzen are leading this discussion. Their goal is clear. It's the same goal that Alberta has. It's the same goal industry has, which is to get to net zero. We are working on how we do that.
We're already net zero. We are already there. Do I need to take my video on that topic and print it out on a CD and send it to Tim Hodgson so he can see how the math adds up? The peatlands, the boglands, the trees, the forests, all of it suck up all of our carbon and some. The only time we have excess is when we have massive forest fires. So that's where all of your efforts should be.
We care about the result. The result is to get to net zero. Everybody shares that long-term goal.
Yep.
This is a win. I really think Canadians should be really excited that we have a win, that everyone believes this is the right thing.
Everyone should be excited. Fuck off.
It smells like a big green grift that somebody's trying to make a bunch of money off of. This is like listening to a second-year university class of kids that don't understand economics or reality. This is delusional, and it's never nice to see, Rosemary. So we're seeing a bunch of people celebrating the life of Charlie Kirk today. This is in Canada. This isn't in America, as Pleb's pointing out here. Bunch of Canadians in Edmonton saying goodbye to Charlie Kirk.
It's been hitting me harder in the last couple of days, and I just wanted to let Erica Kirk know that me and my family are sending prayers her way. Y'all sing it with me if you know it. And I said it.
So I don't know who this guy is, but it's going to be copyrighted if I put that music in there, but this is amazing. We've got Canadians coming out being Canadians. As Pleb says, the real Canada still exists, and this is what we're fighting for. Well said. Moving on, we've got a memorial for Charlie Kirk, and the left are, well, the left will be the left. Running through, stomping through, kicking things out, until he gets Hulk slammed. Because that is going to happen. There we go. That will happen. Don't be an idiot.
It's not really a Hulk slam, bro. It's just kind of shoved him out of the way.
Someone who's passed. I mean, really. You also have to wonder why someone would say this on national television.
Propagate hatred against some people or communities. And, you know, if you think about some of what Charlie Kirk had to say, he did have hateful things to say about groups of people, and he did encourage even violence against groups of people.
No, that's only the CBC. Propaganda wing.
That's
of the
crazy.
Government strikes again. Got Andy Lee posting this one, so this is kind of following.
So we got to deal with in Canada.
She just did an experiment on the Government of Canada's website yesterday. What do you notice? Searches for far-right extremism, 22 found, and if you do the same thing for far left, 0. That aligns nicely with CBC's message there. What else have we seen? This airline
22 searches? What? Man, Canada's
stats. A lot of
stats.
people are losing their jobs over being an absolute nutcases, which is good to see. Big companies don't want to be tied to that stuff. I mean, it makes sense from a business point from their side of it. Meanwhile, in Calgary, we have another vigil here held for Charlie Kirk.
Sing that again. Amazing Grace.
This is nice. We still have Canadians here. It's hard to see sometimes
Wow,
the climate
crack.
of despair in Canada.
There
Canada
it
is
is.
still here. It is not lost yet. Canada is not the only place. Check out this. This is coming from the UK. Look at this protest. Some saying it's 110,000. Some saying it's 1 million. It's a lot of people. British patriots have come out. Look at this. It's packed. Like, this is packed. British patriots coming out. They've had enough of all the nonsense. They've got gangs that go around there and do bad things to women, and then the women get charged for it because their laws are stupid, and they've had enough of it, having their daughters, their sisters, their mothers be victim to this stuff, among many other things. This aerial just keeps going and going and going. Thousands and thousands of people. We got this one posted by Mario. It says, Jordan Peterson criticized the government. The result, suspension, and threatened to lose his license. And we've got this public official here. Manitoba cabinet minister won't lose job over repost condemning Charlie Kirk. This is Minister Nahani Fontaine of Wapkanu's NDP government. So as Mario's saying here, publicly elected official praises brutal political ending of someone. Result gets to keep her job. This is a dangerous trend. We're seeing more and more crazy leftist politicians drumming up this sort of anger, stoking the fire, and we're seeing these crazy leftist Antifa types, crazy leftist Canadians coming out and being dangerous, making threats.
Manitoba cabinet minister is apologizing after she shared a disturbing social media post condemning slain American conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The province's families minister, Nahani Fontaine, had reshared someone's post about Kirk on Thursday night, which accused Kirk of being racist, sexist, and transphobic. Fontaine's post also called Kirk a white nationalist mouthpiece and that she had no empathy for him. She removed her post shortly after, but criticism has been growing. The province's premier says he spoke with the minister and has asked her to apologize,
Disgusting.
adding that she will not be removed from cabinet.
This double standard is absolutely ridiculous. The left should be having a meltdown about that. We've seen a couple people get fired because of their words, but politicians don't? I should note too, when this comes from CBC and they say all those words, I can put that in there because this has already been scanned by YouTube's algorithm robot and it knows it's a clip from CTV. But if it comes from me, then it's a problem. If you're wondering why I leave that in whenever it comes from a news report. We got Audie Khan, the official opposition in Manitoba, calling her out saying the politicians
ridiculing a sign language interpreter, offending the deaf community. Nahani Fontaine was allowed to keep her job as the Minister of Accessibility. Now, after publicly condoning the assassination of Charlie Kirk, a father of 2 young children, Nahani Fontaine is still the Minister of Families. For the record, an apology is not an apology if you don't mean it or you're forced to do it. If you really are sorry, why aren't you out there publicly saying sorry? Saying you're sorry for sharing a post is not an apology. Premier Canoe, accountability is not cancel culture. It's holding your team, your ministers to a higher standard. Once again, that you're too scared to make them face real consequences.
Just imagine ministers of families sharing this, going after a father that was just ended. This is a minister of families posting this, doesn't get fired, stoking all the anger and extremism in our country.
When they show you who they are, believe them. My message to Manitobans is that when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Message to Manitobans is when the Premier and his cabinet show you who they are, believe them. Said many, many times, when people show you who they are.
This lady seems like a fucking typical grifter.
It wasn't great, but
She's a one-trick fucking pony.
she shouldn't have been on the stage. I couldn't see you there on the side.
Holy
All I
shit.
could hear was her
ranting him.
Yeah, it's like, why did they have on the singer? Well, her face, I'm like, you need to realize.
Believe them.
This lady needs to be fired. I mean,
Yeah, she seems like a typical fucking
It's bad enough
grifter.
We have politicians stoking this extremism in our country. We've got CTV posting stuff like this. Right-wing anger surges as Kirk's ending fuels calls for vengeance. And this other one from CTV, Charlie Kirk's allies warn Americans, mourn him properly or else. Or else what? Well, what kind of garbage is this? So we got some few updates here. So apparently, according to the New York Post, Tyler Robinson lived with transgender partner. So the left so badly wanted to make him seem like he was a Trump supporter.
Trashing a dead man is a form of mourning.
A conservative, when clearly that's not the case.
Oh, we're not mourning him properly because we're shitting on his dead corpse? What do you mean?
All that stuff to come out where people are gonna find out that this guy is likely a very far leftist. It's sad when you see all of this anger getting stoked, the extremism by politicians like Adam Van Couverden. Remember when he said this just a few months ago?
Okay, as far as you're concerned? What I'm focused on is my constituents. I'm focused on is beating Pierre Poilievre in the next federal election. He poses an existential threat to Canada's democracy, in my view.
He poses an existential threat
to democracy, according to Liberal Adam Van Couverden, former Secretary.
Canada's already fucked. These guys are like, oh, something's bad's gonna happen.
election, he poses an
These guys get
existential threat to
elected.
Canada's democracy, in my view.
Existential
You gotta
threat
keep
to
everything
democracy.
as
That
fucked
really
as it
sounds like
is.
language rallying up the troops to go get rid of him, doesn't it? Adam truly is a demonic a-hole. Yeah, he is. This language should get him immediately fired. He should have been fired for saying this. Not we're frightened he's going to win the next election, but he's an existential threat to democracy. Going back to this post here, you're seeing stuff like this. Look at this comment section. His life shouldn't be thrown away for a small mistake. He's just a kid. Don't throw his future over a silly mistake. What's more disturbing is this 163,000 likes on this, 20,000 on this. There are a lot of deranged people. The left have lost their minds. There's no common sense here. When we have politicians stoking the anger and extremism in our country, what do we get? We've got a bunch of Canadians out here protesting the blockages in the streets, taking back the streets, peaceful protests where they're walking up the street, and a whole bunch of Antifa types, left-wing nutcases, showed up and started getting physical with them. I can't show you most of these videos. There's people pow-powing, there's people being slammed, there's a few arrests were made on Antifa types because they were getting so dangerous with Canadians. So what you're seeing is the Antifa types are on this side. I mean, there's a bunch of journalists mixed in, and then the Canadians over here on the right side. So here's the Canadians over here. You can see them, obviously, the ones with the hockey sticks. And here's another one. It's just madness. So they're chanting F off fascists. You have so many people like NDP Charlie Angus, who's recently platformed, which really is quite a terrible thing. You can see Charlie Angus powered by Media's Touch Network. This is a huge channel with 5 million subscribers in America. This is a far left channel. This Media's Touch Network is hilarious. They're always saying Mark Carney getting big wins on Donald Trump. He's always doing his titles like that when Mark Carney's not getting big wins at all. They're trying their best to rally their crew in America. Well, what's Charlie Angus posting here? This is former NDP MP who lost his seat. MAGA is kidnapping Canadians, Trump's concentration camps. This is a real title that Charlie Angus put on his YouTube channel. If you listen to any of these videos, he's insane. This guy's being platformed by a huge left-wing channel in America, and Charlie Angus all the time talking about fascism.
He's huge, 150k subscribers. Okay. Sure, I guess. Huge for a Canadian, I guess. This guy's got 20 fucking Twitter tabs open. Guy likes his fucking Twitter. I'm reading all the tweets. I'm reading all the X posts. Just gonna show you something. You want to see some funny Canadian shit? Where did they go? Where did they go?
You want to scrap?
My scrap looks more of a vision board.
I'm breaking up with you because you hired a sitcom audience.
I think I'm gonna go to bed. This is too scary.
It's the Fireplace Channel. And racism. Now, I agree. Can we do like a 4-person thing?
Yo, this is the racism sketch. It's classic. And racism. What the fuck? They kind of just... They released shit 4 years ago? Oh shit. CBC. Oh, they got fucking bought up by CBC. That's why you can't find them. Why isn't there any good Canadian comedy anymore? Because fucking corporate cunts are like sweeping them under the rug. I don't even have... I can't even find the fucking racism skit. It's just PSA. What the fuck? I found it in like 3 seconds last time, now it's gone. Okay, wait, is it because not on their official shit? Comedy. What's totally been fucking bought out? I'm so confused. Indigenous or Canadian penny. Why does it bring me to like CBC? Like what? This is disgusting. Oh, there it is. Fuck.
Redskin. Chink. Nigger.
I was going to say that one.
Go back to the reserve. Go back to China. Go back to Africa.
Can we like switch up the order? Or, you know, I'm just going to start my own one. It's not easy being the only black kid who...
In the small town where my mother was born, I couldn't buy a drink because they thought it was dangerous.
I was teaching my mom English when a man called us zipperheads. My mom's like, what'd he say? I didn't have the heart to translate.
I went for a drive with a friend, and the cops pulled us over. The officer reached for his weapon. And as I looked down the barrel of the gun,
I thought to myself,
what the fuck?
who will witness?
I was in the car with you.
Bang, another black man down.
No one got shot.
End racism.
Now, I agree.
We need change.
Yup. Can we do like a four-person thing, you know, so we can all equally contribute to the...
Power to the people.
He's using two arms right now. Are you guys not seeing this? He's goddamn Supermaning.
Help each other. Help each other. Help each
Screw
other.
you guys!
Pepsi, uniting our thirst.
Wait, this is a commercial? What the hell?
That's great. That was wonderful. That was a great skate. Too bad they got fucking bought by CBC. Oh, they got CBC'd into oblivion. Rest in peace, tall boys.